play, do a good production, forget about everything else. And then there was the Shahpurji Palanji group who owned the production in the sense that they owned the original rights to Mughal-e-Azam. And I went and I could meet Dipesh Salgia, who was the creative head of the 2004 version, colored version. And he actually expanded our imagination. I had gone it to make a slightly more smaller production so that it could be viable. But here was a gentleman to whom we had gone to actually get the rights. And when we told them that we want to do the rights of the play and we offered them the money, I think he pretty much collapsed in his chair. And he was wondering that she either do a donation to us or tell us to get out of his room as soon as possible. But what he did was something else. He gave us another vision. He gave us another idea. And he said that, look, for us, Mughal-e-Azam is not about money. It is about passion, it is about a vision, and it is about a dream. Just make Mughal-e-Azam that matches up to the original, and that makes us very, very proud. So I think it's these two organizations and two people who are very, very responsible. I had a bunch of extraordinary collaborators, starting with Mayuri Upadhyay. I had never known Mayuri Upadhyay, but somebody did suggest that she's the one who is very, very special. So I said, well, here it is. So I met her. And again, as I was thinking, because my instinct is very minimum, some of you, if you know my work, like Tumhari Amrita or Mahatma versus Gandhi or, all those plays, there's a minimalistic approach to it because I feel theater's own language is so powerful. And here I was going in a completely different direction. And it is here that Mayuri has taken this play to a completely different level. She's a true collaborator in that sense. Then I had Manish Malhotra, who again, I think because he comes from a completely different space, he could imagine that big. They're all from theater, so they are not someone that you know or about. They're not popular either from TV, television or film, no. They are pure theater actors that we have auditioned, because if you know, this is live singing. And so we had to have a very good singer, someone who can also this happens. So someone who can sing, who can dance, and who looks beautiful and can act. And please understand that this being a huge production, we have two people doing it. So there is a double casting for Anarkali, for Akbar, for everybody, which means double the costumes for Manish. More to come. I mean, it's not ending for him. We've just told him to make another 154 costumes. I think he doesn't know about it.
I know about it.
So, yes, we've taken actual actors we auditioned. In fact, there were some who came in from television, and after the first 2 days, we had to tell them to go home because they started coming late. So in our case, if we start at 8 o'clock, if you come at 8:05, the doors are closed. You can pretty much go home. This work, theater cannot happen without certain discipline and training. So the finest that we could find, we've got them on stage here. Actually, honestly, we wanted to get it immediately because Delhi is where the entire Mughal era resonates. You walk through Delhi and you are walking through history of the Mughal period. However, Delhi at this point of time does not have a theater that can house a production like that. So we tried to see if we could adapt to something like that. But then I have two collaborators who are slightly unreasonable, the NCPA and Shahpurji Palanji. They say either the way it is or bigger, nothing smaller. So we had to look out for a venue that could do that, and luckily we found a place. It's in K.D. Jadhav, I think, weightlifting. Yeah, it's in Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, but within that there's a small auditorium, kind of a stadium, which has seating, proper seating. So we thought, yeah, okay, we could do that. So it's just a space in which we are going to create an entire infrastructure. We are almost building a theater in a stadium. That's what it's going to be. So because we didn't get the right venue, it got delayed. If we had, we would have immediately come to Delhi. In fact, Delhi to me has been very good because even my play Mahatma versus Gandhi, I premiered in Delhi first and then I did it in Bombay. So I would, the audience reaction to the work that I've done up till now has been so overwhelming that I would have. But this was a logistic problem. That is why I mean, even now, it's more of a passion, because the kind of cost that this is going to be quite humongous. But yet, because two of them are very committed to come here, we are here. Interesting that we were doing Tumhari Amrita, Shabana and Farooq Saab, and we were in Hyderabad. And color version had come. So we were very skeptical. You know how it is? We so love the black and white, and this is somebody is going to really, now break our hearts by doing it in color. Because color defines and black and white imagines. So it was a big problem. But I must say, they did a fantastic job. We saw the film together because Shabana prodded us, chalo dekhte hain, and we all came back deeply affected. And then I did a bit of research and I realized that this was originally a play, which was the inspiration for him to make a film. So I was nursing, but then those were just, you have so many ideas and so many dreams, but to believe that it could ever be made into a play, I thought impossible. So it was only recently, you could say the January of 2015, that I broached the subject with the NCPA, and then it started taking its course here. It was more like a conversation, which then became a reality. I was not serious that this could ever be made. Not possible.